Hi, One Best PR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing the always unique and quirky Week 17 in the NFL right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. And Joe Duffy, we've got a classic game here, right? The Jets playing for the playoffs and the Buffalo Bills at home playing spoiler in Week 17. See this every year. Right now the line is Bills +3. Total is 42.5 or 43. And, if the Jets win, they're in. But Buffalo coming off the win over Dallas, and clearly they're going to get up for this game. Running back Booby Dixon said that this is their Super Bowl. Understandable why that would be. So I'm not too excited to take the Jets here -3. I do think, though, that I'm leaning towards the under. I'm not exactly sure how strongly, but we know the Buffalo, their game plan is ground and pound, and their defense had a good game last week. Probably the Jets are going to be relatively conservative. It is a low total, though, 42.5 or 43 market wide. Still, I think I'd rather take the under than either side, and definitely not the over. Tough one. Joe Duffy, what do you think?
Peter, we agree. This is definitely a tough one. I remember we did a video a couple years ago, a preseason video, and you had asked me what has really changed in handicapping. And I think one of the first things that came to mind was it used to be for maybe the first 20 years of my handicapping career, maybe the first 18 years, we'll say, that going with teams in true spoiler situations in the final 2 weeks of the year were great plays because the odds makers would over adjust. But now that players aren't quite as loyal to teams and vice versa, and as the game becomes more physical and injuries are even a bigger part than ever, it's not quite as easy as it used to be. And all of a sudden, the pendulum swung with a team that does need to win it more actually is a good play, sometimes in week 16, 17, more times than not. But here, we know, obviously, for Rex Ryan, this is certainly his personal playoff game. It's not a personal Super Bowl, as they said, but he would love to eliminate the Jets here. So his preparation is going to be there, and he's an emotional coach. And I think he's the type who can definitely is going to be able to get his team. They feed off of that emotion. In the case of the Jets, though, look, they've won 5 straight games, and they've been in must-win situations. So, this is a de facto playoff game for them. But again, they've won 5 straight to get themselves into this position. It's not like, they're 2-3 their last 5, and they're now trying to backdoor their way into the postseason. So, I think that the fact that it actually opened up as a pick in some houses, it would have made the Jets a pretty good play there. But now that the line is I think they have the line just right. And if anything, the lines can be volatile in Week 17 in the NFL. You usually don't look for a game to move off of a key number like 3, but it could here because the lines are volatile. And I think that might create a pretty good opportunity if the line actually moves off of 3.
All right, so right now we do have Buffalo +3, total 42.5 or 43. Is there a pick you want to give on this one officially, Joe?
I don't think so. I would have grabbed the pick when I had a chance on the Jets, but I think the line is close to right. So I'm going to put the ball in your hands, Peter Loshak.
All right, this might be a squeaker. I might be sweating this one out at the end, but I will take the under 43. The Pats game went over, but only because of OT, and the Jets 3 games before that had gone under, and the Jets and Bills, of course, played earlier this year. I believe the final score went to 39. So, hopefully this one will squeak under. If it does hit 40, maybe it'll be just 41 or 42, something like that. Under 43 is going to be my pick, Joe Duffy. Does that feel okay to you?
I do understand that. I'm actually surprised that it's not a little bit closer to 40. So I think that is a pretty solid play. I'm not going to argue with you.
All right, we'll see where it closes. Joe Duffy, OffshoreInsiders.com. That's your website. Tell us about it. Give a plug for it.
Yeah, we're back on fire. We've hit 4 of our last 5 wise guy plays in football. Not necessarily spectacular, but when you look at our overall year that we're having in our overall career, it's great. And in fact, we're recording this as a bowl game just going on. Navy just scored. Hopefully that means 5-1 my last 6 with wise guy plays. Anyway, huge, depending on what day you're calling. Look, there's bowl games every day. Whatever day you're watching this, check OffshoreInsiders.com for the updated menu and the updated details. 28.5 years of experience, baby.
Thanks, Joe.